This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, I bring to you NAYA, Showdown of the Skalds adventure stuff. Croakies has been playing this deck a good amount, and it looks like potentially the best home in Standard for Showdown of the Skalds, a card that I still think is really powerful and I'm excited to get to play with. It's card advantage in an aggressive way, which both bothers me since card advantage is old school blue, but like I said, I also think it's a cool card, so I'm excited to play it. We'll definitely try it in more control-y shells, but I think that with this effect, similar to what we saw with Escape to the Wilds in the past, is that this effect is best when you can exile cheap and versatile cards that get you more and more advantage. Escape to the Wilds was never good in any control shells. It became extremely good in decks like Temur Adventures, and this looks like it might be the heir to the Temur Adventure throne. The creature aggro deck that can gain so much value that the control decks just cannot keep up. So we're going to give that a try today. Yorion is out there in force. Yorion is a really cool deck. There is a Yorion build of this that I'm interested in trying. We've made a few tweaks for best of one. First of all, rogues have to die. So we have 2 Chainweb Arachnirs to try to take advantage of rogues. I thought about Phoenix of Ash, and I thought about Ox of Agonis. Those were not the cards I decided to roll with, because when you exile cards with Showdown, having like multiple cheap cards is the name of the game to get max value out of Showdown. So the Chainweb Arachnir got the nod just for being a 1-mana play. You also don't want to exile an Ox with your Showdown and feel forced to cast it, because usually Showdown is not the last card from your hand. Usually your hand builds up 2 or 3 cards while you're playing your Showdown and then playing the cards off it. You don't want to discard those to the Ox. You really don't. You might notice that this is the only new card in the entire deck. Eldraine still looms large, but this, I do think, alone makes NAYA Adventures more of a deck and Temur Adventures less of a deck. So if you're looking to move into some kind of an adventure shell, you still have your adventure cards left over from the glory days, then perhaps you want to pick up a few white pathways and get Showdown of the Skalds, because I think it just makes the deck really solid. And you'll see that in the main, we're a Henge deck, so we have the Kazandu Mammoth, Lovestruck Beast, Edgewall Innkeeper, Great Henge, Bonecrusher Giant. You've seen all that in Gruul before. What we're going to fill out the rest of the deck with from the white side are the Giant Killer, to take out other very large creatures and get you that sweet Edgewall Innkeeper value, and Shepherd of the Flock, which is really awesome with Showdown. You just buy your Showdown back, and you play it again. 4 more cards. Pretty sweet. 3 Embereth Shield Breakers to win the battle with other people's artifacts like Glass Casket or the Great Henge. Alright. That is the deck. One thing you could do instead of the Shield Breaker is you could play Masked Vandal, which isn't an adventure card, so it doesn't draw a card from Innkeeper, but also hits enchantments. And sagas are a pretty big part of the meta, so it's quite possible that this should be Masked Vandal. And for the purpose of the video, we could just throw in Masked Vandal to play another new card. But I think in the end, the Shield Breaker gives you a little bit more. I could be wrong. And it's quite possible what we're really supposed to do is do something like this, where we go like 2 of those, and 2 Vandal. Let's go ahead and play it. I think I like that split just fine for right now. So, Masked Vandal, exile a creature card from a graveyard. If you do, exile an artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Getting rid of sagas is a big part of the meta right now. Yorion is a thing. God bless it. So, let's take advantage and run a few of these. So, that'll be the deck. That's what we're going to play today. And some quick appreciation for my supporters. Trying something a little different today. We're going to click on our cosmetics. If you've ever been to my Twitch channel, you know that I purchase cosmetics in the name of the person who wins the burn game on Twitch. And I realized I could also show some YouTube love and appreciation for the people who support me. So, to my latest YouTube member, you can join with the join button right below this video. That is Mike Meyer. YouTube members get access to the Cool Kids Club Discord channel, and they also get a bunch of extra videos like pack openings and commander stuff that I don't think is really good enough to be public right now, but I'm working on it, and when it is good enough, it will be public. But for right now, it's members only, so you guys kind of get beta access to that content. So, in your honor, Mike, we are picking up this Masked Vandal. Wait, what? In your honor, Mike, we are getting this not enough gems. They're saying I don't have it. They're saying I can't buy it. Ah, I see the problem. Tell you what, Mike, at the end of this video, stay till the end. I'll purchase this Masked Vandal in your honor. Now let's dive in, quality content creator, right here. Let the nonsense begin. Marcos Dantas. Let's go first. More innkeepers, though. Green, red. Okay, I guess. I wonder if we're supposed to slam the giant killers and just have a body on the field. I think we wait. So we have 2 lands that produce white, so we should play one of them on white to start. Man, I do just want to get a giant killer down. It'll be a while before they have a target anyway. But who knows, if we're up against Gruul. Then again, if we're up against Control, and they are a Bolas avatar. Like, this is one of those things where making the decision on turn 1 is so hard. Also, I guess I play this one on white because these make green and I might be playing the Mammoth if I draw a red source. Let's just do it. Let's go. Let's get to work. So next turn I'm playing this probably. Okay, there is our red source, so now we can play Mammoth. Kazandu Valley means we're probably going to have targets for Giant Killer. So we don't play the other one. So many modes, so many options. Do you like options in your decks, guys? Have I got a deck for you? Whoa! Don't you get edgy with me. If they double block, I kill an Innkeeper. And who knows, they might mess up. Now we need Henge or something. We need something nice. I think next turn we giant kill their Lovestruck Beast. We can use this to fetch white and also cast that killer if we want to. Oh, okay. They're playing around giant killer. We can't giant kill the Mammoth until after the landfall trigger resolves, in which case they get to Henge. That's messy. That's not good. Wonder if we're just supposed to Showdown then. Let's play land, attack, giant kill their Mammoth. If they play Fabled Passage, we get them, but they might be mono green, so that's probably not happening. Also, Showdown might reveal a Shield Breaker, which means they wouldn't play Henge. Is that better or worse for us? Worse. Alright. So, yeah. Let's play the Mountain. Or play the Passage. Yeah, let's play the Passage. Threaten to make this even bigger, if necessary. Send in the Mammoth. 1/1 under the bus. Pass turn. Passage, nice. Resolve. And now they try to Henge. We chop them down. Looks like they're Gruul. They might also be the deck we are on with just a weird draw, but yeah, that's Gruul. No! Stop! Not cool, man. Alright. Oh, wrecked. Fun. Fun, 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 fun. Mountain. Go big with Mammoth. Showdown. White source, yep. Okay. Yeah. Now we just have to try to cheese out the win. We can do a lot. We do have the Vandal revealed, but we have no creature in our yard. We can Bone Crush our own creature. Now they go for the henge. They're doing it. If they attack with this beast, it would be a big mistake. It means they never read a Masked Vandal. Oh my god. Oh my lord, the card draw! The card draw! Oh, they did. They did attack with the beast. Now we have a creature in the graveyard for the Vandal. Wow, look at that grip. 0 Edgewall Innkeepers to 3 is not fair. How much damage can I deal, though? A lot. I can deal a lot of frickin' damage. I don't think it's worth paying 3 life to get a smash, so we might cast this smash as a spell. Green, green, red, red. Nope, not casting the smashing as a spell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can be a tap down. Do I pay 3 life for this? I don't think so. I think we're just better off not even playing it. Alright. Masked Vandal. +1/+1 counter on the Mammoth. Exile that. Oh wait. Instead of playing Bone Crusher, I can kill both Innkeepers. Not the worst. Then they can't attack with the beasties. Bigger Mammoth. Okay, kind of doing it. Kind of doing it. Down to 6, but we lose our Giant. And next turn smashing and killer tap down has to be enough. 4th Innkeeper. 4th Innkeeper. I has drawn none. Absolute 0. Okay. Magic is great. Magic is fine. Wow. No blocks. Are they dead? They're dead. They're dead. 4 Innkeepers and you couldn't beat me. That was way too aggressive. Ah! The dagger. All right. So this is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can still play this. And that will be enough. They were way too aggressive. We lucked out. I'm glad we used the smashing we did the way we did last turn. That made the difference. Not playing the Giant and smashing our way through. And that's game. You drew 4 Innkeepers and Henge. And I beat you. You should uninstall. Okay. It's a weird hand up against, well, it's either cycling or a weird mono black deck or you know what, rogues. So against rogues, this is great. This isn't very good, this isn't very good, but this is great. Let's keep it. And actually on the play here, I don't think I run out the Chainweb Arachnir because we could kill a Wind Robber. But we do want the green. Sequencing is a little tricky with this deck. So we'll play this on green because we know we want it to be green. This one we're not sure about, whether we're going to want red or white when all is said and done. Wind Robber. Okay, Thieves Guild. So, when it enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, exile target enchantment or artifact. It has to have a target, so I don't get to exile something just because. That's an important thing to keep in mind. We should put the 1/3 in front of the Enforcer, or we should play the 2/1 and try to attack. I don't think there's going to be any artifacts from our opponent. So, lame 2/1 it is. We don't have any of our card advantage yet, unless you count the Arachnir. So we're going to need to hold it together until the time comes. Passage Fetch. Attack. Okay, they have double Thieves Guild Enforcer. Or they have a Cling to Dust. That's not the draw we're looking for. Hello? Our opponent might be planning Thieves Guild into Thought Thief. So it's possible we should get the Arachner down this turn instead of the Mammoth. The Mammoth won't be able to block 2 death-touching Thieves Guilds, but if the Arachner does, in the future we get to get it back. Plus we can tag team with the Vandal. And we want the Arachner in the graveyard anyway. Five mana to bring this out. That's the only downside of the Arachner, is how expensive it is to bring back. But once you start bringing it back a lot, their aggro plan falls apart. Wow, they really timed that well. Playing around the Arachner, but now they don't have good attacks. And we are just bricking hard. What is going on? 2 games in a row we've just been drawing land. Let's keep sending the Shield Breaker. He doesn't have much to do. Great. Man, did they draw cards. Man, did they draw cards that don't suck. Not even afraid of a Bone Crusher Giant here. And try to highlight it like I'm gonna do something, but I got nothing. This is just a bad draw. You can't control when the top of your deck just gives you nothing but lands and clunk. On the bright side, if they attack me, we get to Arachner. But then they'll probably drown it, and then we take a bunch, and then we have to do it again next turn. Alright, Giant Killer can take out an Enforcer, but that's not particularly impressive or anything. I do think we're just going to get drowned, but at least we exile some cards from the graveyard that way. Just try to run them down with the Arachner here. Resolves, okay. Well, the Heartless Act won't help. I guess it could. You could have removed the counters. Do we want to trade for an Enforcer? We want to be the beatdown at some point, and we do want this back in the graveyard, so the opponent's not going to attack. However, gotta think of Call of the Death Dweller, gotta think of Agadeem's Awakening. But they can just put this in the graveyard anyway. So, gotta do what we gotta do. And now you into the story. I've done everything I can for the turn. You're not fooling anyone. Uh-huh, 4 mana open, again. Wow, we've just drawn the worst cards possible in our deck, unfortunately. We're just drawing the worst cards for this matchup, but let's be aggressive. There's not a lot else for us to do. Well, they're taking a bit of damage, but they're going to draw another 4. I guess we can hold this for a Thought Thief and then kill a Thieves Guild Enforcer. There we go. If they make another play here, then the play is to kill now. If not, then we kill on their upkeep to use their mana next turn. Because they probably drown this. Nope. What does that tell us? I think they just plan to bring things back. Yeah, here comes Larry. But if we get a killer down, that's really good for tapping down their stuff. Okay. Do you have the land? The untapped land? 22 cards to go. They don't have the untapped land. Do we have a way to deal with Lurrus? What a bad time to miss a land drop. I guess all these attack. This can trade here, but it always could. So it's all fine. Taking it down to 3 doesn't change anything, so we should attack first. Could buy it back with Shepherd, but I think getting this off the field, they can only get one thing per turn with Lurrus in theory. Alright. Chain web number 2. Let's go. Those chain webs have kept us from running out of gas. Giant killer to tap something down could be huge. Uh-huh. You've still got to stop the Arachners. They keep on coming. Draw, draw. There's a land. Crucial 1 life point. Who knows? So Shepherd of the Flock can bring back Giant Killer and then shoot something, I guess? No, we can't tap some. We need another white source to make that play. Ugh, the mana. All right, so what I want to do is like tap Lurrus, attack all, and then I wanted to bounce the Giant Killer, kill the Enforcer after they play their Soaring Thought Thief. But I can't do it. I don't have enough white. Can't do it. They still have to stop these Arachners and this Shield Breaker somehow. If they block this... Yeah, they don't want to block with Lurrus, of course. Unless they have Awakening, right? I guess we can bounce something with Shepherd if they block the wrong thing. And then they don't gain the life. So if they try to go for a sneaky block... Now, this all doesn't really matter when they have Drown in the lock, but we do what we can. Like, this forces them into a pretty bad block. Or into a pretty bad counter, I would say. Okay. Won't do it. They are patient. Down to 3. And we still have the Giant Killer. We could play 2 creatures and hold off on the Arachner. Or we can bring the Arachner out. This way, if they play a Soaring Thought Thief or something like that, we're in a better spot. Again, short on white mana. Because we could play this and just use the Giant Killer for a tap down. But we don't have nearly as much aggression next turn. And if the opponent just shoots the Giant Killer on end step, then our tap down plan is bad. So let's just get everything out. Yep. All lands. 100% lands. Let's go. 18 cards in the deck. Our opponent with access to literally half their deck. Can they mill us out in 1 turn? Let's find out, everybody. Wow, those are 3 cards I would love to have drawn at some point. Brutal. Yep, Thirst the 4/5, sure. Still have a lot to deal with. If they play a flyer like a Wind Robber, we're sitting, you know, we can try to chain web that, force their action. But they're playing ground creatures. Giga Brain. There's a Thief. Okay. Alright, how about a Bone Crusher Giant, or, you know, some kind of a really good draw here. I guess I'd also take another Giant Killer. Oh! Okay. Okay, how do we make this happen? It's too expensive to bring back the Arachneer, but tapping Lurrus, attacking with all doesn't bring us success. Because they don't end up taking 1 damage. So I guess we have to do this. And hope we have multiple turns, or that the opponent has no counters at all. Of course. They're at 3. Would they take a damage if we attack with all? No, they'd just block better than I would. What blocks? I mean, my attack is terrible, but Arachneer next turn can go after this. You have to believe they have Agadeem's Awakening here, right? So killing the Lurrus doesn't really do it. So what does? See, if we weren't going to attack anyway, we can attack with all and hope the opponent blocks badly with the Lurrus. It's just such a free block right here, though. It's not good. Like, if we offer this up and they block it with the Lurrus for the life, then did we really gain anything? Not really. And they could just block over here, which would be nasty. How do I bluff them into something stupid? I'm gonna do it like this? No, they'll block for sure. They'll block for sure. God, so close. Where did I miss the 1 point of damage, guys? Where did I miss? Yeah, they have Agadeems. Okay. So if they do, we have to kill the Lurrus next time around, but if they go up to 6, we can't win. How do I win? I don't think I do. I just don't think it's there. Letting this happen is worse, right? But I guess they don't gain the life. I need to kill the Enforcer in response to the Agadeems, though, or I just get milled out because I'm at 10. There's no way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Nice. I stomped nothing. I literally stomped nothing. I think I broke the game. And the game moved on. That timing was epic. Well, enough. It just, yeah, they're touching the graveyard. They've got it. This is pretty funny, though, that I broke the game by running the timer to absolute 0. Frickin' rogues. I think our draw was hideous. All right, on the play, Innkeeper and Showdown. I think we're doing it. No green. We're going to have to go fetch it, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to try to be chill. We're going to try to win games of Magic and stay in the top 1,500. Oh, somebody playing good old mono red. All right, well, I guess exiling... Yeah, this can, in fact, exile an Annex Hardened in the Forge if we do this right. So what we want to do is play the Innkeeper, then the Shieldbreaker, then the Vandal, then the Showdown. So... I wonder if we try to hang on to this. I guess we just want to be really sure that we get to have that turn that we just outlined. We don't want to play the Innkeeper first. They'll just kill it with their Bone Crusher turn. So we'd rather hold it. Alright, unfortunately they didn't play something else, so they're going to kill this with their Bone Crusher turn anyway. Having double red is pretty bad too early. Let's get double green. At least this way we're even with their Bone Crusher Giant. Henge. Alright, we're going to need a big creature. Alright, play an Annex, please. Annex hardened in the forge. Nope. Played a giant instead. Didn't attack. So I guess we Showdown. We need better options and more big creatures. Okay. So if they Embercleave, we can exile the Embercleave with the Vandal. And it looks like that's going to be the plan. It's going to be a lot of damage, but I think we can actually recover. So, down to 8. We took the big hit. We want to play this Plains. We want to play... Can we play Innkeeper, Vandal, and Bone Crush? We can. I guess get everything bigger than Stomp is one strategy. But we can also build the Vandal up. We also don't want the Charger to kill something. So we need to put the next counter on this Innkeeper to keep the Charger from killing it. So yeah, let's have this bigger than a Stomp. I'm really trying to get a Henge next turn. There's an Annex. In time to dodge the Shield Breaker. You want to rumble? You do. I think we keep the Shield Breaker to play the Henge. So we can block like this. We also don't really want the opponent to make a bunch of tokens here. Alright, everything gets a counter. So I can get this to 5, then this costs 4, but I think we're just supposed to play it first. Put a counter here so it can trade with Bone Crusher or Annex. Ready for the next Embercleave? They always have it, right? No, they have the Akroan War. Frustrating, but not the end. Whoa, okay. 5-4. I guess it's all trades, right? All the way. Alright, the next Showdown is going to have to be a really good one. It's a lot of 1/1s. They don't have a castle yet, though. Lovestruck Beast. I don't think there's a world where we don't Showdown this turn, so let's start with that. Okay, we've got a giant killer. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have a land. This is going to be weird. So what's the best way to play this? Make a Lovestruck Beast token, giant kill the Shield Breaker, or just put out a bunch of cheap creatures, I think. We can play these till our next turn, so we can hold this up to protect from an Embercleave. That leaves us 2 mana. 2 mana is not much. 2 mana is not much. And we don't really dissuade attackers in any way, so I don't think we can play around an Embercleave here. If we can't play around an Embercleave, let's play the 1-2 to try to block some of the 1/1s. Let's make a 1/1 to do more of that too. And then we can play a Mammoth. Loses to Embercleave. But fights on against a lot of other things. Mammoth and Phoenix expire next turn. Man, if I have the Henge in play and lose to Mono Red, I'm going to feel bad. We know they don't have Cleaver. They would have just done it last turn, so they need to top deck it. Alright, shock the 1/1. Swing with everything. Yeah, boy. Get a beast from me. Nice. Let's see, I want my Shield Breaker back, but can I afford to take the 5? I really can't. So I think it's just this. On the other hand, this is go to 2, die to shock. So we're not doing that. We could trade with the Shield Breaker, but we get it back next turn if... Yeah, so this is fine. Now we have to attack with the Mammoth. We have to remember that part. Opponent has gone super wide here. But we get our Shield Breaker back. But our Mammoth is going to die. So, can we kill our opponent? I know it sounds crazy, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're a long way from that. Alright, let's try to put a bunch of stuff on the board. Nice. I guess Phoenix defends from another Phoenix, so that's good. Put counters on things that aren't going to die, like our Mammoth is. We want as many creatures as possible. White, green, green. That will do. Just trying to decide if it's also optimal. We can also hold up the Giant Killer, but they don't have any large creatures, so it won't tag anything. The showdown continues. Alright, let's let's blow this up. We don't want to blow up the Akroan War. We need our opponent to untap with the Shield Breaker, so we're not actually going to kill it. If we blow it up now, we get back our Shield Breaker. Or no, if we blow it up now, we get back a tapped Shield Breaker. That's not really what we want. Get that out of Bone Crusher range. Can I decline? Thank you. Alright, these have to attack. I didn't think that the Phoenix would have to attack. That's unfortunate. That's not what I had in mind. Oh well. I should have played a Mammoth or a Lovestruck Beast instead. I forgot about that. All creatures able to attack must do so. This has haste, so it gets to attack. Hopefully it won't punish me. I did want as many blockers as possible. Annex returns, but the 1/1s can't get in. I think I have lethal in the air. Man, haste is really good with this effect. I think the Phoenix switch is 100 times better than the Arachnir. I was really on the fence before this. Now I'm starting to really feel it, because there were so many times in the last game that didn't go well that I wanted to draw Phoenix. Now we're drawing Phoenix and it's just ending the game thanks to Showdown triggers. I don't know what they could have, but just make sure that we get as close to lethal as possible. Alright, beats Mono Red. There's still hope for the deck. Alright, on the play against Gigantha. Double Showdown. I think we play tapped Mammoth into Giant and see where it goes. If we draw an untapped land, we get Showdown on 4. Showdown on 4 isn't always the best idea because you don't get the land drop, and if you reveal 2 lands, sad times, but usually worth it if you need to gas up, if your hand is a little running low. Gigantha. Trying to think of what I've seen recently with Gigantha, and I think of weird stuff like Titan's Nest. I think of Winota. It's often a Gigantha deck. This deck is almost a Gigantha deck, but Henge. Henge is better than Gigantha, guys. Don't know if anybody ever told you, but it's true. Henge is worth it if you're gonna run creatures. The only way you run Gigantha, not Henge, is if you don't run big creatures. Like Titan's Nest. Makes sense. Winota, not so much. Alright, that's big time Winota vibes, along with the double mulligan is also big time Winota vibes. Can't wait to blow up that food token with my Vandal. Alright, so I'm a little nervous that they're just going to play a Lotus Cobra now. But they are on a 5-card hand, make them have it. And we'll see. Showdown versus Winota is interesting. Some people say both. Seems like a lot of times we have to choose one or the other. Double Goose hand on a mulligan. Wow. Well, if there weren't 2 foods, I'd be tempted by the Shield Breaker. As it is, 4-3. Guys, the plan is to play Winota next turn, and then just the turn after that, attack with the Goose, and just activate Winota every turn. And we'll never win. Just a free attacking creature every turn. Here it comes. You ready? Do it. Oh, okay. They're going to set up a little bit more. Luminarch. Counter on the Luminarch. So, if we try to shield break a food, the Goose will eat it. That's not good. But I guess if this is in the graveyard, we can go after the other food. That's interesting. And I think it's the best use that there is here, because it burns their mana. And then maybe they can't cast their Winota next turn, assuming they have it. So what do I need for that? I need a red, and I need a green. So I have all that. So what's the first thing I double need? Green, usually. I want your food. Give it. Give it here. Oh, okay. Well, they saw through my plan. So I should have played the land after so I could fetch red, so I could just cast the Shield Breaker now. Alright, let's see if they block the Giant. No. Alright, guess I'm playing Vandal, no benefit. Oh, freak out and use it. Freak out and use it. Freak out. Panic. Panic. Oh, they didn't. Okay. This game has not gone the way I've foreseen. I got a little bit played last turn. How did they know that I wanted the Shield Breaker in my graveyard? Or did they just not think to negate my Shield Breaker by eating the food? Sacking it to the Goose for mana, to be clear, is what I'm talking about. Swarm Shambler grows, Gigantha is purchased, Winota is not available for rumbling yet. An opponent wants to rumble with Luminarch. Okay, no blocks. Showdown. Let's go. Let's fight. Okay, we've got lands, we've got passage, we've got nothing else to play this turn. Beautiful. But next turn, baby, you're in trouble, I guess. Giant attack. We need to stay aggressive. No Winota. Dodge the Winota. Next turn we can probably put them in a really tough position with a lot of plays in and out of combat. Make our creatures huge. That's a good card. That's a good card. Fortunately, we probably won't get completely wrecked by protection from multicolor. I think it's counter on the Goose, but they're going to go with the Lieutenant. Okay. Not worried about their Goose at all. And they really want to be aggressive. Wow. Okay. I don't know if they know what's coming. So, do we block and exile the food? No, having a body on the field to make bigger is a big deal. Who's the beatdown? I feel like we have Scalds going off and we should be the beatdown, but our opponent's playing like they are, in fact, the beatdown. Let's hold off on passage. We don't know which land we're going to need necessarily. It also can make a mammoth greater if we don't use all of our mana. Man, we really want to get that mammoth down too. If we use 4 mana to stomp and vandalize, because we don't want to lose it to Scalds, and we don't play the mammoth. Maybe the mammoth is just better than playing the vandal. This I'm sure of, but I'm not sure what side, so we can hold that too. See, if we add the counter, I guess if we attack and they block, and then we put the counter on a Bone Crusher, well, we can outsize the Bone Crusher to get through if we want to. All right, let's do that. And let's do that. Mammoth. Counter on Bone Crush. If the opponent chumps with the goose, we're pretty happy. All right, they don't chump with the goose. So, how much damage? We can put another counter on this and hit for 6, or we can start countering in some other spots. We could also just play the giant as a blocker. I think it's better just to stomp out the goose. And put a counter where? If this has 4 toughness, it can block one of these without fear. So, we'll put a counter here. Take 7, lose our Vandal. Close game. Interesting game. It is a multi-5 for them, so it's a little bit short-handed, so we should be trying to value them out, but I feel like we can also stay aggressive. This has been, it's been strange, right? So where's the counter go? It goes on Gigantha, it goes on the Elk. I wonder if we're supposed to slow down now. This is where the Phoenix of Ash is just so good. Also, our Mammoth is huge, but when it dies, they just get a Knight. I think we just run another Scalds. I'm going to build up the Vandal, so it can rumble for sure with whatever comes. 2 giant killers. Wow. Okay. Okay. I guess we definitely want to be casting those on the giant killing side. And our opponent is priced into these attacks. So we should kill the Basri's Lieutenant, then... Well, they don't want to block with it anyway. So we let them make their blocks, and then we play the giant killer? I think. So they have to block these, right? They don't have to, but they can go to 1. They don't have to block this one. Then I guess it's not a very good attack. Ah, man, if they go to 1, yeah, they could Alpha Strike me. All right, big Mammoth Rumble. The opponent will block with something, we'll sack with Fabled Passage, then we'll giant kill the Lieutenant so they only get 1 Knight. Multi-blocks, I would not condone this. 9, okay. I think they might have, well, we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, they have the Shambler activation. Is that how they get out of this? So they have 10. We're going up to 7 here, and then 8. Okay, that's how they get out of this. And I think I stacked it wrong, actually. Well, maybe we don't kill the Lieutenant. Like, this is 7. Yeah, we can kill the Gigantha. Then the opponent has 2 knights, but I guess they're micro knights. They're babies. I just think it's a lot better to kill the lieutenant. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, counter here. They do get a 1/1. And they get a 2/2. No Winota. They definitely set themselves up for the best possible. I drew Winota, and now I get 3 triggers, and you might die. It's been that kind of day. It has been that kind of day. All right, we gotta survive. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No! All right, so there's 7. No! No! Not like this. Not like this. No! Triple 4-power hits. Block, block, die. What is wrong with me today? No! 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 The bad beats are way too real. Oh my god, this hand is ugly too. Now can I draw all those lands? Please? Please? Opponent has Cobra on 2. What is our play? No way to deal with the Cobra. They're showing Simic. They could have Bone Crusher Giant. I guess there's not a good way to be sure. Maybe we just do this. White mana available. We can Shepherd this in case of Giant. At least test the waters here for a few turns. But if our opponent's trying to ramp, they're just going to go way over the top of us. And we are in no position to beat down. Okay, some kind of Giants thing. Did not draw the land. The Giant Killer, oddly, doesn't work. Messed up, man. It's messed up. Whew, if I wasn't feeling it, I'm not feeling it now. I'm really not feeling it now. But we just try to do our best. We got edgy, you know. We got stuff. Maybe edgy can pull us through. So I either need red or white. This can kind of be either, but it thins the deck and it's better with Mammoth, so I guess I'm better just playing this on red now. And playing this. And still protecting my Innkeeper. I don't know if Phoenix of Ash is going to look that good here. Okay then. Okay then. Getting memed. Let's make a 1/1. Make another 1/1. Giant kill. I guess we want the tapper, don't we? Chop it down. Yeah, we want to get tapper online. I guess I could have played it off the pathway. It's a bit of an oops. Nom. You don't have trample. Pretty good against Summoner, too. Alright. They go big. So we have to go big as well. We need another 1/1. And we want to play... Okay, so we do this. And we do this. And we have a tap down. So something to block the bearer. Just can't take this much. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Enough with the memeing. What the frickin' lord. On the bright side, we got our giant killer back. Okay. Everything's fine. So, on the green mana front, we want to make 2 Lovestruck Beasts and cast a giant killer. So that leaves us 2 mana. So we can play the other side of Giant Killer and have Shepherd of the Flock. So we want this on white. Gotta do it careful. Hold on. There we go. Chop down. I guess this now because it gets bigger. Doesn't, I mean, none of them have trample, oddly. 4th Cyclone Summoner, anyone? Okay. I thought it was the other saga for a second. I was like, and our board is swept and we lose. But it's not the case. Just some value. No big deal. Alright, block, block. Shepherd. Usher to safety. This giant killer. If you have the Bone Crusher Giant, at least we get it out of your hand here. Yep. It's okay. Okay. Now what? We don't have double green, so we're not playing Henge this turn. How does the mana always end up bad? Man, it really wants to play this giant. Or it really wants to play Phoenix of Ash, but now's not the time, man. Alright, Shieldbreaker. Wish it was the Vandal right now. Chop it down. And draw again. One off the Vandal. One off the Vandal for the invasion. Alright, can I untap with a board? The opponent has played multiple Cyclone Summoners. They reveal a Tectonic Giant. They knock me to 6. Come on, play the bad giants. Not the ones that are perfect in this situation. Okay. I think we're gonna be okay. It's a good game. I'm not complaining. I know it sounds like I'm complaining. Of course I want to win. You know, I'm trying to power through on my side. We want to keep the beast. Roar? Alright. Our engine is acquired. What do we do with it? I want to play you and you and you, I think. So, can I do that? I don't have enough green. I can't do that. So instead it has to be like you and you and you, or you and you and you. I guess not bad. That's not bad. I'm gonna exile you. And we hit our land. In red. We can blow up our own Henge if we want to. I will pass on this. Doesn't seem fine. Let's swing this game. The Tectonic Giant does a 6 on the attack. If they have another Bone Crusher Giant, they win. Is it when it becomes the target of a spell? It is. Maybe I should have just tapped it with the Giant Killer. Maybe I should have just tapped it and not played, what, the Phoenix? Yeah, I guess playing the Phoenix was a little loose. Trying to get aggressive too early. If I don't play Phoenix and tap Tectonic Giant, I'm in a much better spot. Here we go. And they chose to get the cards instead. And they have Bears of Litjara? So Beast, you go there. You go here. If they have Embercleave, we lose, of course, but that's normal. We know how that works. All right, and these deal double damage because of Calamity Bearer, but we get them off the field. The Bears is kind of weird. Where's the other Changelings? I don't see them. The opponent's just drawn, like, pristine tap-out giant tribal. I guess the Changeling is a giant, right? That's what it is. It's not that we're trying to change shapeshifters into 4/4s. It's that we're trying to have more giants? I don't know. I don't know. Our opponent's a mad lad, but they're doing it, you know? You can't fault them. They're making it happen. Smashing. Wait! They scooped? Yeah. I mean, I suppose we're pretty favored from that spot, but man, it seems like they were still like a draw or two away. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and today was a tough one, but I feel like there was learning to be done. I definitely didn't always play the deck well, and for certain, some of the spots in the deck had to change. Shieldbreaker has been a lot better than Vandal. Vandal too often is just missing where Shieldbreaker would do something, and it's always an adventure card to pair with Innkeeper, and you just don't want to lose to Sky Malls. Vandal had a few good moments. If I had a sideboard, if this was best of 3, Vandal would definitely be sharing space with Shieldbreaker and probably something else in the sideboard that we could adjust for the right matchup. But in best of 1, I think Shieldbreaker's it. I don't know if 4 is necessary, so there's still probably like 1 or 2 spots open. As far as the Spider goes, Phoenix of Ash is a million times better and very important to the deck. I could see going to 3 copies. Just having this to follow up when your opponent does wipe the board helps close the game so much faster and better. Showdown is great. Henge is great. The mana is tricky. You have been warned. Like, you got to be careful with your lands. It'll get you because there are no dual lands. So every turn you have to sequence and think about what your mana is going to look like next turn and things of that nature. It's very important. The deck is definitely best in a grinding meta. It's best against mid-range and control. Against aggro, it can win. It's definitely an aggro nightmare with the right draw. But the flex cards, sort of the Shepherd of the Flock, the Ember Shieldbreakers, and the Phoenix are really bad on the draw against aggro. So maybe there's something better that does the job of all of this on the draw, but I'm not sure what it is. I think while Yorion is running loose and Glass Casket is a card that a lot of people are playing, and Mono White has Sky Mall, that Shieldbreaker is very important. And I think while Rogues is loose, Phoenix of Ash is important. So it's mostly locked in, and it only requires this for new cards because the other pathways have been available. So in my opinion, this is a good deck if you don't want to craft too much, but you want to play with at least some new card in one of the most powerful cards in the set, Showdown of the Scalds. And it's going to make for some drama because we're sitting outside top 1200 going into tomorrow with 24 hours to go in the season. So tomorrow we will once again be playing, hopefully not as down to the wire as last year for top 1200. I'm going to have a lot of thought for the next 24 hours on what deck I want to play for tomorrow's video. It should be exciting. So on that note, as we come to the end, it is time to purchase some cosmetics in honor of YouTube member. This one goes to the latest member, Mike Meyer. Thank you so much for joining the Cool Kids Club. This Phoenix of Ash cosmetic will forever commemorate your membership in the dojo. So thank you very much for that. And on Patreon, Jeff Dorsey, the latest patron. Thank you very, very much for joining on Patreon. Patreon's a little bit cheaper and you get to send me direct messages, but you don't get the videos. YouTube gets bonus videos and cool emotes in Premiere Live chat and things like that. So we're going to pick up, I think this card really showed showed its mettle today. We're going to pick up a sweet Empress Shield Breaker in honor of Jeff Dorsey. Thank you for becoming a patron. And on that note, here we have come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.